69 million people. That's how many customers McDonald's serves every single day. $25 billion in revenue, 41,800 restaurants, 2.5 million employees worldwide. But behind those golden arches lies a corporate empire built on secrets the company doesn't want you to know. Ammonia-treated meats, franchisees losing everything, children manipulated by design. These aren't conspiracy theories. These are documented facts buried in court records, government investigation, and whistleblower testimonies. What you're about to discover will change how you see those golden arches forever. Because McDonald's isn't just selling burgers, they're selling something much darker. McDonald's controls 25.2% of the entire fast food market. Think about that. 1 in every 4 fast food dollars flows through their system. They're not just a restaurant chain. They're a global empire worth $197 billion. From Times Square to Tokyo, from Pakistan to Paris, those golden arches have colonized the planet. Every 30 seconds, they sell 200 cups of coffee. Every second, 75 hamburgers leave their kitchen. But here's the thing. This empire wasn't built on better burgers. It was built on a system so ruthless, so calculated, that even their own franchisees have filed lawsuits claiming discrimination and exploitation. Federal judges, class action lawsuits, government investigations. The evidence is all there, hidden in plain sight. McDonald's has mastered the art of corporate deception. They've turned food into a weapon, turned franchising into exploitation, turned marketing into manipulation. And they've been getting away with it for decades. Until now. Let's start with what they're actually feeding you. In 2012, McDonald's made an announcement that should have destroyed their reputation forever. They admitted to using lean beef trimmings treated with ammonia in their burgers. The media called it pink slime. Let me explain what pink slime actually is. They take the scraps left after butchering, fat, connective tissue, meat residue that would normally go to dog food, heat it up until it liquefies, spin it in a centrifuge to separate the fat, and then they blast it with ammonia gas. Ammonia, the same chemical in household cleaners and fertilizers. The USDA approved this process in 2001, but here's what they didn't tell you. Microbiologist Carl Custer and George Zernstein inside the USDA fought against approval. They called it salvage, not meat. They were overruled. Celebrity chef Jamie Oliver exposed this on television in 2011. He literally doused meat in ammonia to show what McDonald's was doing. Within months, McDonald's claimed they'd stop using it. They weren't sorry. They were caught. Even today, McDonald's fights transparency. Until recently, they didn't make ingredient lists readily available. Their shakes, they claim, contain wholesome milk and natural sweeteners loaded with chemical preservatives and additives. This wasn't a mistake. This was systematic deception. In pink slime, it's banned for human consumption in Canada, prohibited entirely in the European Union. But in America, McDonald's fed it to millions for over a decade. They knew exactly what they were doing, but poisoning customers was just the beginning, because what they do to their own franchisees is even worse. George Mitchell owned 37 McDonald's restaurants, $158 million in annual revenue, one of their most successful franchisees. In 2024, he sued McDonald's for trying to destroy him. The lawsuit reveals McDonald's darkest business practice, a system designed to crush their own partners. Here's how it works. McDonald's introduced national franchising standards in 2023. Sounds legitimate, right? Wrong. These standards give McDonald's field officers the power to be judge, jury, and executioner of any franchisee's career. One subjective violation, like not maintaining a mutually beneficial relationship, and McDonald's can refuse to renew your franchise. Mitchell's crime? He wanted his daughter to inherit the business. McDonald's demanded he sell all 37 restaurants first. When he refused, they threatened to cancel his franchise agreements one by one. But here's where it gets really dark. In 2020, 50 black franchisees sued McDonald's for systematic discrimination. The lawsuit exposed how McDonald's steered black owners to restaurants in poor neighborhoods with lower revenue and higher crime. Herbert Washington, a former NFL player and franchisee, filed his own suit in 2021. The evidence showed McDonald's ensured black franchisees would never achieve the levels of success that white franchisees enjoyed. McDonald's settled multiple cases, $3.75 million here, $23.9 million there. They call these mutually acceptable resolutions. Translation? Hush money. Because the franchise system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed, extracting maximum profit while destroying anyone who doesn't comply. But adults choosing to buy franchises is one thing. What McDonald's does to children is unforgivable. 1.2 billion Happy Meals sold every year. $3.4 billion in revenue. 20% of McDonald's total sales. But Happy Meals aren't about food. They're about psychological manipulation. McDonald's spends $360 million annually on toys, not food, toys, because they discovered something sinister. Children under 8 can't distinguish between entertainment and advertising. Their brains literally cannot recognize manipulation. The Federal Trade Commission confirmed this, so did the Supreme Court. Consumer expert Adam Hanft revealed the strategy. Happy Meals proved you could brand a meal and make children harass their parents for it. Harass, that's the word he used. Here's how calculated this is. McDonald's partners with Disney, Pixar, every major children's franchise. They create limited edition collections, 101 different dogs for 101 Dalmatians. The message to kids? Collect them all. The result? Childhood obesity has tripled since Happy Meals launched. In 2010, the Center for Science in the Public Interest sued McDonald's. They called the practice deceptive and predatory. California's Santa Clara County went further. They banned toys and unhealthy meals entirely. But McDonald's found loopholes. They add apple slices to meals, offered milk instead of soda, just enough to keep selling toys while maintaining the same calorie bombs. Corporate Accountability International demanded McDonald's retire Ronald McDonald. They called him a predator, luring children to disease. McDonald's response? They kept the clown and doubled down on digital marketing where parents can't monitor what their kids see. Studies prove it works. Children who see McDonald's toy promotions are 45% more likely to demand fast food. Their food preference gets rewired. The addiction starts before they can even read. This isn't marketing. This is grooming an entire generation. But wait until you hear what they covered up about the health consequences. Between 2002 and 2003, several families sued McDonald's. Their argument wasn't that a single meal harmed them, but that McDonald's marketing portrayed its food as healthier than it really was. The lawsuits claim that McDonald's used phrases like healthy, nutritious, and part of a balanced diet, while offering items high in calories, sodium, and saturated fat. And for children who cannot understand nutritional risk, those messages could be misleading. Attorney Sam Hirsch compared the situation to early tobacco litigation, not because McDonald's hid scientific research, but because consumers weren't given clear information about health impacts from regular consumption. There were no leaked documents, no buried studies, and no evidence McDonald's concealed scientific facts, and no court ever ruled that McDonald's intentionally misled the public about health risks. But something important did happen. Judge Robert Sweet dismissed the cases, not because fast food was healthy, but because the plaintiffs couldn't prove McDonald's food alone caused their health conditions. Diet is complex, and causation is difficult to establish. Still, the lawsuit sparked national debate. By 2004, 26 states passed common sense conception laws, blocking lawsuits that blame fast food chains for obesity. Critics say these laws protect corporations. Supporters say they protect personal responsibility. In the years that followed, McDonald's made changes. Added calorie labeling, introduced healthier sides, reduced artificial ingredients, and cut sodium in several menu items. McDonald's denies wrongdoing and maintains that dietary choices belong to consumers. Public health experts argue that marketing, especially to children, shapes those choices long before people understand nutrition. It's not a conspiracy, it's a battle over responsibility. Pink slime, franchise exploitation, child manipulation, health cover-ups. 4 secrets, decades of deception. McDonald's wants you to believe they're a restaurant company. They're not. They're a real estate empire that uses food as the weapon and franchisees as the casualties. They're a marketing machine that targets children before they can defend themselves. They're a chemical factory disguised as a kitchen. $25 billion in revenue built on exploitation. 69 million daily customers who don't know what they're really eating. 41,800 locations spreading their influence across the globe. This is the McDonald's system. This is how they built an empire. They settled the lawsuits, silenced the critics, bought the politicians. But the evidence remains. The court documents, the testimonies, the victims. That's the dark truth about McDonald's. The truth they've spent billions trying to hide. This investigation took weeks of research into court documents and sealed testimonies. If you want more corporate exposés like this, subscribe to The Dark Assets right now. Hit the notification bell. Share this video with someone who needs to see it. Comment below what corporate giant should we expose next, because every empire has secrets, and we're going to expose them all, one corporation at a time, until the truth comes out.